Hi there, and welcome to this week's edition of Faces of the Jewellery Quarter. And I'm here at the famous pub, the Red Lion, on Wallstone Lane.
Wallstone Lane.
Yes, with Tom. How do you do, Tom?
Hello. All right, mate.
Yes, very good. Thanks for inviting us in. So,
No
Tom,
problem.
You've been involved in the Red Lion for how long?
About 7 years.
7 years. So it's
yes.
a fairly long time. Red Lion's been going under UAB for what, 10 years?
About
now?
10. Yeah, I've been training for about 10.
Yeah. So one of the kind of original kind of cool pubs, but it's a traditional pub, but we'll go into that in a bit more detail, in the Jewellery Quarter. And so do you want to just explain a little bit how would you describe the Red Lion if nobody's been here?
Yeah, no, it's pretty simple really. It's a traditional pub, so originally over 100 years old. Had it for the last 10 years. It's a modern pub essentially. Does all the good things well, got loads of art on the walls, put music nights on, do brilliant home cooked food, do loads all the traditional products along with lots of new exciting things, in the camera guides. You know, the beer's really good.
Yeah. So I think you mentioned sort of key things there. The beer's good.
Yeah.
And the food's good.
Absolutely, yeah.
Really, those are the two key things. But you started off at probably one of the sort of biggest kind of differentiating factors, I'd like to think, is your art.
Yes.
I don't know of any other pub anywhere that has the kind of art that you guys have.
Fair point. Yeah, it's quite a unique feature to us, I think. The owner absolutely loves his art, as you can see. So whatever he likes, really, however sort of weird or unique, he just shoves up on the wall. And
you would describe it, I think it's described on your website as street art.
Yes.
You've got like Andy Warhol, Banksy, all these kind of pieces of art strewn across the walls.
Absolutely.
And outside and all the rest of it. So it's a pretty cool place. So you've got that traditional pub. So from the outside in, it does look like a really nice, just traditional pub.
Yeah.
And you've got a small room at the front,
Mm-hmm.
and you probably get your locals and your regulars drink
Yeah,
up.
small little bar area. We still cater for the usual, completely traditional pub trade.
Yeah.
On a daily basis, got a great group of locals to come in almost on a daily basis.
Yeah. I can vouch for that. I come past regularly. I pretty much see the same faces all the time.
It's always really, really busy in the front bar, and then you go into the back. You've got a nice lounge area. We've got this lovely new restaurant upstairs. We've got a brand new roof terrace.
Yeah.
Got a little bar upstairs now. Lovely outside area to sort of cater for everyone really. Because
it looks quite small from the outside.
Looks tiny.
And you've got a small front sort of bar.
Yeah.
And then it goes back, and then you've got a big kind of function.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
At the moment.
Kind of hard to sell us really. Obviously, walking past, looking in, you think we were a dingy little pub, and no matter how much, give the front a lick of paint and say we're not really. Come on in, we've got all this great stuff going on. As soon as you come in, 99% of people say, wow, I never realised all this was here. So
yeah. So as you say, you've got the roof terrace, which is obviously really important because it's absolutely boiling.
At the minute,
it's not boiling here, I've noticed. You've got nice air conditioning in this room, haven't you?
Gone through the pub, essential. Couldn't deal with it otherwise.
So if you need to get out of the heat, it's a good place to come. And obviously you've got the garden there as well. So talking about the food, you've been nominated for some awards, haven't you?
Yeah, we've been in the Observer Food Awards. We've been runners up for the past 5 years. For our Sunday roasts, we're very famous for our Sunday roasts.
Again, I can vouch for those. Very nice, very tasty.
Yeah,
decent
take a lot of
size
pride
as
in
well,
it.
which is most
Huge.
important. And
Not obnoxiously huge, but very, very big. Good fees.
Just enough. And
yeah,
then
absolutely.
You obviously work on the gravy for quite a
few
time.
That's our key thing, really. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, gravy takes a few days. All the food's brought in fresh from local. Absolutely fantastic chefs.
But if it's not the weekend, what course or what meal would you recommend for first coming here?
Well, we've got a great range. On a Monday night we do a thing called Cow Club, where you can get any steak on the menu. You get a free medium glass of wine. There you go. And that's always worked really well for us because we've always done really, really great steaks. If I had to pick something personally off the menu, I'd go for the slow roast pork belly.
Okay.
Not
kosher,
favourite of mine.
I'm sure it's tasty.
But fantastic. So.
You've got a limited selection of. You've gone for sort of quality, not quantity, for the sweets. You've got some brownies, cheesecake, and bakewell tart, which is all you need, really.
Yeah. With the size of our meals, really, you can't really.
You can't fit much in.
Can't fit too much in, but if people want to go for it, if they're brave enough, and again, we have a load of rotating specials.
Yeah.
So we've constantly got specials on, all seasonal, all fresh, absolutely fantastic. A lot of people come in and don't even bother looking at the menu. You go straight to our specials. We're known for it. Again, the chefs are fantastic, really creative. Loads of fresh produce, loads of fish, loads of meat. Obviously, we do cater for, vegetarians,
vegans, and all the rest
vegans,
of it.
vegetarians, gluten free. Very much so these days. Obviously, that's the way the world's gone.
There's more of them. They're all about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can tell your menu's sort of topical because you've got a burger called the Brexit.
We do. Yeah, we put that on a few years ago, thinking it would last for 6 months, and it's still going strong. It's probably going to be on for another 5 to 10 years.
If anybody wants to know what's on the Brexit, it's beef with Italian pastrami, Swiss cheese, Dijon mustard, sauerkraut, and just your regular salad.
Yeah, we think we're funny.
So yeah, so it's definitely topical. And you said the Cow Club. You also do a comedy club, don't you?
We do. Yep. We're running about once a month at the moment. We do a night called Mad Cow Comedy Club. It's up here in the club room. It's a great little night. Monday nights come down. We've had Joe Lycett playing, for instance, amongst others, doing lots of Edinburgh previews at the minute.
Oh yeah.
A girl that works just up the road at Lord Clifton called Celia. She runs it for us, Celia OB. She's great, and it's been a really successful night. Yeah.
Is there a ticket? Do you have to pay for that?
No, it's free in. So
there you go. If you want a few free laughs, then obviously come down here. But I mean, Red Line, it has to be said, is it one of the success stories of the Jewellery Quarter?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think we've been here one of the longest from the current crop. I mean, everyone's come around us now, and it's the atmosphere in the Jewellery Quarter now is absolutely fantastic. When I started here, it was essentially a building site. It's building site that side, building site this side. Everything the Jewellery Quarter promised to be, and it wasn't really yet, and now it is really. We had the successful Jewellery Quarter Festival the other day. We personally put DJs on. It was just absolutely slammed us. It was a great day here. So
you got the World Cup, JQ Fest. What else do you need?
Absolutely.
So, the Jewellery Quarter definitely.
The World Cup was help.
Yeah, big time. But yeah, I think the area has kind of matured, especially with the kind of the pubs, restaurants, the leisure, and also all the developments, the apartments. People are living here now.
Yeah, there's so much more residents now, so much more footfall because of how vibrant the area is, and how it's just an extension of how vibrant Birmingham is now these days, and especially with the advent of HS2 coming up, it's just going to go from strength to strength really. So it's a great place to be, and great concept to be part of.
Beautiful. And I don't know if you mentioned earlier, but you're part of the camera.
Yeah, we're in the camera guys. Yeah.
So
Camera guide for Real Ale. So they've got a small range, but we look after it really well. We have rotating guest ales on all the time, as well as Batham's Best Bitter, which you have essentially 95% of the time is on. So yeah.
So if you're into your beer and into your camera ales, then obviously this is a decent place to come. So I think that's about it.
Okay.
We're going to call it a day now. So thanks very much for your time today. I don't believe anybody hasn't been to the Red Line yet, but if they haven't, I suggest you do. Try out the pork belly or the Brexit burger. You'll have a great time. So thanks very much, Tom.
No worries. Cheers.
See you next week.